This right here, that's a purple sweet potato. Have you ever seen something like that? If you want to learn how to grow these and other root crops, stay tuned and watch this video. What is going on, fam? Dre over here at Set Apart Gardens, where we teaching beginners how to get back to the land. So if you're a beginner, this is the place you need to be. So welcome back to our series. This is the third video, part 3, where we're talking about feeding your garden organically. So if you're a beginner gardener, this series will have everything you need to know on the basic level as far as how to grow food. So last video we talked about leafy greens. Those are some of the easiest crops to start growing. Now let's get into root vegetables and how to grow root vegetables. Right here behind me, what you see, this is my purple sweet potato patch. And this is where we're growing a lot of our sweet potatoes out of. And when it comes to growing root vegetables, you have different requirements. So like again, with the leafy greens, we talked about the nitrogen and how they need a lot of nitrogen and magnesium and a little bit of calcium and different things like that. But when it comes to root vegetables, they don't need as much nitrogen because the focus isn't on the leaves. Y'all see all these leaves right here in this sweet potato bed? That's good, but at the same time, this isn't what we're focused on. We're focused on the crop that's beneath, the surface that's growing at the roots. So the fertilizer or the food we needs to be nourishing what's underneath the soil, not what's coming up from the soil. So that wouldn't be nitrogen. Let's talk about the different things that you need to feed root crops. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna give you a crash course on, what falls into the root crop family. So again, you see my sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, beets, rutabagas, carrots, radishes, basically anything, that grows down into the soil, and the majority of that plant, is growing down into the soil. So, and see, here's the thing about root crops. Root crops, a lot of them, they provide you a lot of calories. And I actually made a video about that, about the top crops that everyone should be growing, especially for a survival scenario. You want to grow a lot of root crops because root crops, like I say, are going to provide you a lot of calories and a lot of nutritional value. Like potatoes, sweet potatoes, rutabagas, beets, all those things are very healthy for you, but they also will fill you up, right? So those are what root crops are. And so here is how you can naturally feed your root crops. So of course you have store-bought fertilizers, and we'll kind of get into some of those things, but the main things that a root crop needs is what's going to help the root growth, and that is potassium, that is phosphorus, that is calcium. You see what I'm saying? And so one of the main things, this is a cheat code. Let's say you got a property or whatever, you used to clearing land and stuff, and you're burning up brush. Whenever you're burning up things, you may have a burn barrel or a burn pile, whatever. When everything burns up and that ash that is left over, you can put that inside of your potato bed, sweet potato bed, whatever root crop you're growing, you can put that within there. And that right there is a natural organic fertilizer that will provide, like I say, that phosphorus, that calcium, and all those things that those root crops need. Another thing is eggshells. Crushed up eggshells. That's a source of calcium that can go and feed those roots. Another thing I do as far as with potassium, I have a compost tea fertilizer. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied, but a compost tea fertilizer. But within that compost tea, majority of the organic matter comes from old banana trees that we chop down, because banana trees are really herbs, and so once they bear fruit one time, they won't bear fruit again, so they're one and done. So when they're done and they produce fruit, you can chop them down. And so what I did, I put them in my big waterer, and I filled it up with water and other organic matter and just let it sit and marinate, and that provides a lot of potassium, right? And that potassium, I could take that liquid and just pour it directly into my root crop, whatever root crop I'm growing. I can pour it into that bed or into the soil, and that provides that potassium. But like I say, phosphorus is the main thing. Calcium, potassium, those are the two minor things. But if you focus on phosphorus, like I say, you can get that from wood ash. You can also get that from bone meal. You can buy bone meal from the store, but I'm gonna give y'all a cheat code. And this is something me and my wife just started doing not too long ago, a few months ago. If you don't want to go buy the bone meal, you want to DIY stuff, do it organically yourself, because again, you want to save money. Let's say, you finish eating some chicken or some turkey or whatever, and it got bones. I mean, whatever meat you eat, and it has bones. When you're done, don't throw those bones away. Clean those bones off, You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're gonna clean them off when you're eating it. But if it's still any residue left, you know, clean it off, rinse it, whatever. Put it in the air fryer, put it in the oven, let it dry out. You know what I'm saying? Let it bake a little bit. Put it in your grinder, you know, or your blender, your food processor. Blend it up to a real fine powder. There you got bone meal. You got bone meal just like that. It's easy. It's simple. You see what I'm saying? But that will give you a you know, that source of phosphorus that you can add, and that's going to stimulate root growth. So just to kind of refresh you, leafy greens, nitrogen. Focus on the leaves. Focus on the greenery of the leaves, because that's what you eat. When you're eating lettuce, when you're eating collard greens, when you're eating cabbage, you're eating the leaves. So you need to focus on leaf growth. So again, that's going to be more so nitrogen focus. Root crops, it's not about the leaf growth. It's not about the nitrogen. It's about what's going on under the soil. So you need what's going to stimulate root growth and make strong roots. Because a lot of people think they can feed everything the same fertilizer, everything the same food. We all have different nutritional needs as human beings, just like all your plants have different nutritional needs. They're not all the same. It's not a one size fits all. You're thinking, well, I'm gonna just fertilize everything with this fertilizer right here and it'll be a catch-all. That's why your root crops aren't growing to their fullest potential. And you're digging up your potatoes, or you're digging up your sweet potatoes or your beets, and you're wondering why they so small. Why my carrots so small? Because you didn't feed it the right stuff. Your soil was not as potent as it should have been with the right food. Every plant needs food. Another source of organic fertilizer that you can add is compost. Now, compost is like a catch-all, because compost is going to have nitrogen, it's going to have calcium, it's going to have potassium, it's going to have phosphorus, it's going to have those main essential minerals and nutrients inside the compost, because you're composting all different stuff and you're putting it in one pile and you're turning it over and it's all breaking down. So it's going to be like, you know, a well-balanced diet. But compost alone isn't enough. You also need to add specific things, like I say, specifically with root crops, is phosphorus. Another root crop I forgot to mention was onions. Onions are also a root crop as well. So everything that I talk about as far as what you need to feed it, feed onions that as well if you want to grow good onions. Those big old onions, not those little small tiny onions. You want to grow big onions, again, feed it the right stuff. But another a good fertilizer that you can use as well is rock phosphate. You can usually buy that, you know, from your big box stores or even your local feed store. But that's a great fertilizer and source of food, you know, to your plants, to your root crops as well. So again, let's go back over it. All right. So bone meal. Oh, kelp meal is another one. Kelp meal, bone meal, compost, wood ash. If you're gonna be burning up wood, burning up brush and stuff, take that ash. You can use that ash as a pest deterrent, and you can also use it as a fertilizer, right? Rock phosphate, you know, and you know, crushed up eggshells. Bone meal. I told you how you can make your own bone meal. So those are just some things that you can use to feed your root crops. So again, leafy greens, nitrogen, focus. Root crops, phosphorus, potassium, and calcium, focus. But that's what you need to know on the basic level, you know, for your root crops. And again, I suggest everybody grow root crops. You can grow sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, onions. You can grow those in 5-gallon buckets. You can grow those in totes, bins, you know, anything that can hold deep soil, you can grow those in. And I recommend people start growing those in addition to your leafy greens, because now you're talking about growing calories. Now you're talking about real survival. You know what I'm saying? You have people who survived off of potatoes, you know, like the Irish. You got certain, you know, countries that's what they focus as far as growing, which was root crops, because they knew the root crops was going to feed them and it was going to give them a lot of the minerals that they needed, you know, to continue to live and thrive. But yeah, so go out and grow some root crops, family. Hopefully this video blessed you. If you learned something in this video, drop a comment down below what you learned from this video. Again, this is feeding your garden organically for beginners. Gardening is not hard, it's simple, as long as you understand the right things and how to feed what you want to feed you. But with that, family, if you want to join my Victory Garden Gang, shout out to my Victory Garden Gang, man, where, you know, we have a community of like-minded people who we all start these victory gardens in our backyard and start growing our food, getting back to the land. If you want to join that, consider joining my Set Apart Tribe. It's $15 a month. But with that $15 a month, you join a community. Also, you get a lot of courses. We got workshops, all type of stuff. And we do a weekly Zoom call where we all come together and we learn from each other. And there's a way to make money in that tribe, to the point to where you can earn a commission. So if that's something that interests you, consider joining it. I'll leave a link down below. Y'all know what I always like to say. Come on, say it with me. If you give them the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. See y'all on the next video.
Bombs over Baghdad really ain't that bad. Little wiretap, yes, yes. Little dodge in the IRS. Little haven from the taxman.